Everyone, this is actually going to be our last playlist for the year. So I'm going to real quick go through playlist 4 of poetry and figurative language with you guys. I went to Classroom, found classwork. Um, there's a lot of little things about this week that I just chose to put on Classroom. Some of the stuff we'll do all together, but if you're not with me, or if we do it independently, like you have the resources. So first off, the playlist is PFL playlist 4. So that's the post that you're gonna need to look for. This is what it looks like. Our goals for this week basically is that you can recite poems. So fluency and expression are really key with reading poetry. Fluency as in, can you read it without making any mistakes, and expression meaning that you can read it how it's intended to be read. So with the flow that it's supposed to be read with, like the rhythm, and then also in the tone and mood that it's meant for. Then the second one is that you will demonstrate mastery of the figurative language and poetry elements, which if you guys are writing poetry, like this is how you're showing us mastery of that. So Monday's pretty straightforward. I'm going to go through with you guys and go through an assignment on Flipgrid, which is a new kind of like website that we're going to use. It's going to allow you guys to record videos of yourself. So you will find on Classroom Flipgrid practice and final assignment. It's right there. Essentially, you're going to practice making a video, and then you're going to actually record yourself. You're actually going to record yourself reading an original poem that you wrote, and so those are the instructions right there. The next thing for Monday is basically like that you make sure anything that we've done with the whole poetry unit up to this point is good, and that you've turned it in. And if you're done, then there's a couple of options. You can go on and kind of look into Flipgrid, maybe practice a little bit. You can go ahead and start that as well. The second option is also posted on Classroom, an ed puzzle for extra practice. So before you even write your final poem that you're going to be reading and recording, go on here. Make sure you remember what the figurative language elements are and the elements of poetry so that you can write that correctly. And so that's going to be Monday. So essentially, after we go through the instructions and you kind of know where we're going with things, then you'll have work time or practice time. Tuesday, you're going to write your official poem. So I'm going to give you the whole hour to figure out exactly what you want to say and make it count. And so that's why it's also kind of important to maybe go through your notes on figurative language and poetry elements so that you know exactly how to write your poem and what you want to say and how you want to say it, and do that to the best of your ability. Wednesday, we are actually going to, as a whole class, watch some poetry videos, which I, again, posted on Classroom because I want you guys to have access to them as well. So I'm hoping by doing this that this actually kind of gives you some inspiration as far as how you want your poems to be read or written. And so we're going to go through those together. Then you're going to do your practice video. I don't care what you do your practice video on, and we'll go over that a little bit on Wednesday, but it's really just for you to get to play around with some of the ins and outs of Flipgrid and what it has to offer. Like, what filters does it give you, like how to put text in the videos, like all of that kind of stuff you can do. And that's really what this practice video is for. And then Thursday is going to be when you record your final video. So you're going to record yourself, you're going to figure out how you want to add in any elements that Flipgrid has to offer. And then if you're done with that, you turn it in and you do your May-dos. Friday is when we watch the videos as a class. And so we're actually going to be watching those together, and you will be graded on them, which is another thing that's important to note. On the Flipgrid practice and final assignment, there is a rubric. So this is going to be worth 15 points, pretty straightforward. It's all or nothing, just like the tic-tac-toe poetry board was. So you either do this or you don't do it. There's kind of not anywhere in between with these skills. So the first thing is creativity. Are you creative? Did you use Flipgrid to help enhance the message that you had to do or had in your poem? That kind of thing. Second thing, all or nothing, the reading of the poetry. Student read their poem with appropriate feeling, tone, and mood. Did you have appropriate expression? You either do that or you don't. And then last one is the written poetry or written poem, which is the actual poem itself. It's worth 5 points. All of these are worth 5 points, but it's essentially, is the poem written well? Does it flow? Is it creative? Does it make sense? The other thing that I think is important to note in all of these, I really just want to see that you guys put in some effort. Um, I don't want to listen to you guys read your poems and it just be like they threw those together. And so I want you to definitely make it count, which is why I am giving you a whole day to write a poem that will be what you're presenting. Um, and anyway, yeah, so if you guys have any questions about anything that is on this playlist for this week, please let me know. That is why I'm here to help.